Hey everybody, Charles here. Two quick things I want you to be aware of before you watch this video. First of all, Dave, the very wise tutor in this video, is going to make references to a question type called sentence correction. It is still on the executive assessment. It was removed recently from the GMAT. The example is still 100% valid in terms of understanding how best to prepare for the GMAT, but just so you know, there is no more sentence correction on the GMAT. Second thing, yes, there are still 6 official GMAT practice tests, but just be aware that tests 3 through 6 you can take twice each and you will not see repeat questions. So just be aware that as you watch this video, in reality, if you purchase all 6 of those practice tests, you can actually run them a little bit extra, but Dave's advice here still holds 100%. And also, I think the gray in his beard looks fantastic in this video. All right, that's it. Enjoy.
Hey everyone, this is Dave from GMAT Ninja. And today I'm going to talk to you about how you can get the most out of your GMAT practice exams. Remember, you only have 6 official practice tests. GMAT reportedly spends several $1,000s per question, while test prep companies can only afford to spend a small fraction of that amount. So you want to be certain that you're not wasting those official exams. And keep in mind that non-official material, it's less likely to be an accurate benchmark. I recently worked with a student who had taken all 6 official practice exams before he started looking for a GMAT tutor. Not surprisingly, he got more or less the same score on all 6 of his exams. Instead of using these practice tests to diagnose weaknesses and figure out ways to overcome them, he was just churning through exam after exam, making no progress, making no adjustments, and reinforcing the very bad habits that have been holding him back. Whatever you do, don't do that. Okay, so when should you take those practice tests? Well, you want to take one up front to get a benchmark. The results will help shape your study plan and allow you to figure out a time frame. But you won't take another exam until you've tackled some problem areas and made significant progress in them. I'm going to walk you through 3 things you should be doing as you go from practice test to practice test so that you get the absolute most out of them. First, simulate test conditions. Take the test the same time of day that you plan to take the real thing. Make sure it's a quiet setting with no distractions. Don't pause the exam. Do the sections in the same order you plan on doing them on test day. Take your 8-minute breaks, but treat them as though they're 4-minute breaks. You never know when a proctor's going to be busy or when you might have to wait in line. And finally, use the same annoying dry erase pad that you're going to use at the testing center. We'll provide you a link so you can order one if you don't already have it. After your test, click through the questions you got wrong and try to get a sense for why you missed them. You might find that there's a fundamental gap in knowledge, like for grammar rules or for how to set up a rate problem. You might find that you're making careless mistakes and you need to reread questions, or make sure you're not solving for the wrong variable. Or you might find time management issues, like running out of time for the last few questions of a section, or getting bogged down on a difficult question or two earlier in the test. Now, based on what you find in this self-assessment, you'll want to set goals to address the issues that are holding you back. If you're lacking basic content knowledge, you want to brush up in those content areas. If you're making careless mistakes, you'll want to change your behavior. Make sure that you're checking your work after every question. Basically, you're making a checklist of things you want to improve on before you take the next practice test. You're making concrete, systematic adjustments to how you approach every question you do. And the best way to determine whether that approach is working is to use the performance data from the homework you do between tests. No matter what you're trying to improve, we recommend recording all of your homework results in a spreadsheet. That way, you'll have that concrete data to let you know whether your accuracy and timing are actually improving. For example, I was recently working with my student Bill, who, on his last exam, really struggled with sentence correction. He was still confused about how modifiers should work in a sentence, and he had a really bad habit of eliminating answer choices because they sounded off to his ear, and he wasn't able to explain why he was getting rid of those options. So the next time we met, I had Bill attempt sentence correction questions that had modifier issues, and then I assigned similar type questions for his next homework. Bill also made a commitment to stop relying on his ear, and he was only allowed to eliminate an answer choice if he found a concrete grammatical or logical error. After a few weeks, I could see from Bill's spreadsheet that he had reduced his sentence correction errors by about 1/3, and had shaved off about 5 minutes per set. Is there anything magical about those numbers? No. But I was satisfied that Bill had made enough progress that he was ready to take his next practice test. So remember, the essential point I'm making here is do not waste your practice tests. Use them to make specific adjustments and tailor your study plan accordingly. Until you've made changes and are seeing results in the homework, there's no point in taking another practice test. But if you've done everything I've outlined here, congratulations. You're making the most of your official material. I'm Dave from GMAT Ninja. Thanks so much for watching.